Hi, and welcome into the Ranch Sitdown. I'm Shayne Hollinger. Our guest today, Holly Tucker.
We got our Bluetooth speaker and our green lawn chairs. Ice in the kiddie pool, cooling down the beer. Yellow umbrella over our heads, tipping back a koozie covered ruby red. Fresh maters and taters in the garden. A single wide paradise. Life is as good as it gets. We're trailer parking. If you knew what you were missing, you'd be ditching that city for your own square yardage. There's a lot next door, got your name on it. Couple hundred down, you could pull it on in. What you waiting for? Yeah, we could be friends. Ain't too late to get started. Trailer parking, yeah. White coals in the Coleman and fireball shots. Woo! We can take it inside if it gets too hot. When you wanna get to locking lips, we can rock it right there in the kitchenette. A little nitty-gritty fishing in the dark and a whole lot of setting off sparks when we're trailer parking. If you knew what you were missing, you'd be ditching that city for your own square yardage. There's a lot next door, got your name on it. Couple hundred down, you could pull it on in. What you waiting for? Yeah, we could be friends. Ain't too late to get started. Trailer parking. Ow! Come on. No snobbing neighbors, nobody's a stranger. No HOA, no dues to pay. There ain't no rules and we like it that way. Just trailer parking. If you knew what you were missing, you'd be ditching that city for your own square yardage. There's a lot next door, got your name on it. Couple hundred down, you could pull it on in. What you waiting for? Yeah, we could be friends. Ain't too late to get started. Trailer parking, no, no. Let's get the party started. Trailer parking. Ooh, yeah. Trailer parking.
There she is, Holly Tucker joining us on the ranch. How are you, ma'am?
I'm great. How are you, Shayne?
I'm good. Well, it's better. Now I got that dang song stuck in my head again. You sent that to me a while back, and it was like, trailer parking. I'm walking around the house. Yeah, that is a catchy song, and that's something that's brand new.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, pretty recently, and I'm excited to see how it does.
Right?
Yeah.
You a trailer park gal?
You know, not a permanent trailer park gal. I'm a glamping gal when I go.
You? Okay, yeah.
But I wrote this song because my husband, when we were first dating, he lived in a trailer park, and he took me out to his trailer park for one of our first dates.
Oh, man.
And he actually lived in a really nice one, and it was a beautiful day. And he sat me out under a shade tree, turned on some country music, got us a couple of cold drinks, and we just sat out there for hours talking to each other, learning about each other. And I just thought to myself, you know, this needs to be a song.
Right?
So I thought of trailer parking.
That was quite a move on his part.
I know.
Like, I'm going to bring her to a trailer park, and if she doesn't run, this thing's meant to be.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Like the first place I ever lived in out when I moved out of my parents' house as a kid was a trailer park. And, man, those were some times.
Yeah, it's hit or miss. Sometimes they can be.
Mine was $250 a month, and the landlord, God bless his soul, he would knock off $10 every year I stayed in it. So I was like, so if I stayed here 25 years, it's mine? And he's like, you won't.
Oh, my God.
He was right. It lasted a year.
Nice.
So you are a multi-time winner of Texas Music Awards. You got your big break kind of in 2013 on The Voice, where you made it, what was it, top 6? Is that right?
Top 6 finalists, yeah.
What is that like? That's got to be just an overwhelming experience for any person.
It really is. I mean, it's like a whole. They call it superstar boot camp.
Oh, okay.
Like the people behind the scenes, and it really is because, you go and audition for the show, and you're like instant, social media kind of famous, and
Yeah.
and then you've got to deal with interviews and vocal lessons and wardrobe and hair and makeup and blocking and all of this stuff that you don't think about before you go on a big TV show like that.
That's crazy.
So, but it was really cool. It taught me a lot.
Did it?
Yeah, I'll be forever grateful for that experience.
Blake Shelton, just a big jerk, huh?
Yeah, he's.
Wait, you hear nothing but really good things about that guy. Like how just of a nut bar he is. Just
He
a
is.
goofball, really.
Yes,
Yeah.
and you can tell so from his social media too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly who he is.
That's so funny. So would you, from your experience, would you suggest an up-and-coming artist to go that route to try one of those TV competition shows? Because everybody's been different that I've asked that's been on it. Some of them say yes, some of them say no. What was it for you? Like, have you told people, yeah, you ought to give it a shot?
I can only speak from my personal experience and the things that I've heard.
Mm-hmm.
My personal experience was amazing.
Great.
But I was on season 4 back in one of the earliest seasons of The Voice where the contract wasn't nearly as restrictive.
They didn't own you as much. I hear a lot of that, yeah.
I
Almost to the point where you don't want to win it. You want to get the exposure, but you don't want to win.
Right. And I haven't personally seen a contract from a recent season, but I've heard that they do take a percentage of everything you release. And I don't know. I mean, the exposure is a lot. So you just kind of have to
weigh that, yeah. Oh, my
Yeah.
gosh, yeah, that would be a little rough. So you grew up in a music family. Your parents actually in a band.
Yeah.
And I understand you guys still get to sing together sometimes. How cool is that?
It's amazing.
What's that like growing up with a musical family?
Have you seen that Step Brothers scene where they're in the car and they're driving and they start singing Sweet Child of Mine?
Yes. Yes. You're flat. You're flat.
Yeah. It's so bad. We pay $1,200 for vocal lessons each month, and that's what I get.
Such a great scene.
Yeah. It's not quite as bad as that. No, it's great. We love it. And I anytime I get a chance to, I'll bring them up on stage.
So was there any chance that you weren't going to do music?
I mean, I don't know.
Because it doesn't sound like it. It sounds like, it's just a part of your life, your
Yeah.
entire life growing up.
It is, and in some aspect, every single member of my family is involved in music in some way. Like
Really?
my brother is my tour manager, so he's more the business side of it. My mom kind of helps me with my books and like the tax element of it. My dad was my manager for a while, and he plays guitar and sings, and my other brother plays drums, and so it's just
That is crazy.
yeah.
You don't hear that usually.
No, I mean it's a blessing. I definitely am blessed for it.
So what would be your full-time career if you weren't doing just music at all? Do you
Well,
have other passions in life that you'd want to do?
yes, there are definitely other things that I'm interested in, but one of the cool things this last year that I've gotten to do is I've taken on another full-time position as a
Yeah.
worship pastor.
And you just celebrated your 1-year anniversary of that.
I did.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So what do you do as a worship pastor in your church?
Well, I mean, I lead worship every week, but I have a whole praise team that I have to schedule and, plan each service every week. And there's stage tracks and lyrics and, planning for the next month and just getting a lot of organizing is what it is.
Oh, really?
During the week.
Which artists are known for completely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm great at that. No, but it does
Your
help.
brother, the tour manager, you say, I also need help with this, if you don't mind.
Yeah. So I kind of do both full time right now, and I know that's not really answering your question. You said, what would I do, if it weren't for music? And worship pastoring is kind of still music, but I don't know. I never thought I'd be a worship pastor. My dad has been a worship pastor for pretty much my whole life at different places, and didn't ever think that was going to be something I would do. I just always thought I would like sing on a praise team or just be a part of a team.
Right.
But God opened doors for me this last year that were just, it was unmistakable. I knew it was what I was supposed to be doing. And I love the fact that I don't have to quit country either. I get to still tour full time.
Absolutely. So there was no question in your mind when they asked you to do this, like, this is me. This is who I am.
Well, there was definitely some questioning on my part.
Was there?
Yeah, because I don't want to just jump into something like that half-hearted. It's a pastor position is serious. It's not something that you go into lightly and just say, oh yeah, I'll do this on the weekends. No, it's a full-time job. Like you have to, not have to, but you get to talk to people and help them through whatever they're going through and pray with them. And it's more than just singing on a Sunday.
It's a lot of being there for people.
Yeah.
My dad was a preacher, Church of Christ preacher.
Yeah.
So we didn't get all the good fun music stuff, but like,
Oh,
yeah,
I gotcha.
I understand what that's. Yeah,
Yeah.
I understand what that's like.
Yeah.
So this church that you're at, where is this at? Is this in Waco?
Waco area.
Okay.
It's outside of Waco in a town called China Spring.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's exciting. So like lots of pyrotechnics and stuff too.
No, not exactly.
No, it's not a rock and
No.
roll church.
We are non-denominational, so we're more contemporary, but we have fun.
Well, good, good. I saw you just sang National Anthem again. Did
Yeah.
so at the Texas Ranger game. Now, you've done quite a bit of these.
It's the weirdest thing.
Like, how does that keep happening for you?
I don't know. I mean, I make one connection, and it's like that connection leads to another connection, and so on and so forth. And this year, I think I've done like 40 anthems so far.
Holy cow.
It's a lot. Like,
yeah, that is a lot.
but and it's so cool. I get to, meet all these different kinds of people and go into these sports arenas where, I wouldn't normally spend a whole lot of time. And
Right?
it's always an honor to sing the anthem for sure.
Do you remember the first one you did?
Ooh, the first anthem I ever did. Oh, that's a good question. Maybe at a church. But one of the earliest ones I remember is Baylor, either softball or basketball.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say it was basketball, and I was about 14 or 15 years old.
You were too young to be nervous, really. Wow, I saw those eyes.
You don't mess up the national anthem.
Well, yeah, we learned that this year. Like, that's,
Yeah.
I don't know. I would almost be to the point where, like, guys, I got it. I'm good. I don't need to do this anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. I messed up the words one time, and thankfully it was for a smaller event where there wasn't as many people there, and they gave me a lot of grace, and I was really young, like 13. But yeah, you just don't mess up.
There's just so much pressure on that.
So
That's
much
the
pressure.
thing. I think Parker McCollum said it right when somebody asked him if he would do it, and he's like, I won't do it because they only talk about you if you mess up. It seems like that kind of thing. Like. If you mess up, you hear about it. If you do really well, there's really nothing there. So it's like there's so much pressure in doing that. Like, bless you for doing that. That's a brave move. But, like, I was searching through your social media earlier, and you had shared again that video of you doing the 49ers Chiefs game national anthem. And, like, you nailed it. It was so freaking good. Like, it was incredibly good.
Thank you.
Yeah, and that many people looking at me, I'd have melted and ran away screaming.
Man, that was a loud stadium too. Chiefs Stadium. Wow. And man, I mean, that was the season one of the seasons they went to the Super Bowl, and the Chiefs won that season.
Yeah.
So
it's probably because you sang.
I like to think I
really,
was maybe a good luck charm. I don't know.
It's really the only reason they've ever won is probably because of you, Holly, and Taylor Swift. That's it. I mean, let's be honest. That is really it.
Right. That's true.
It's the most memorable moment you've had singing an anthem.
Wow. Honestly, that one was probably one of the biggest ones.
That's the one that blew you away the most?
Because the stadium was so loud. And whenever Chiefs fans are crazy, first of all. They're amazing.
I have heard, yeah.
But they're loud. And so whenever you go at the very end, and the home of the brave, right? When you say brave, they go, the home of the Chiefs. And they all yell Chiefs.
And it's just
loud.
Blows your eardrums out loud, kind of.
Yeah, and it was a sold-out game, just a preseason game, but it was still sold out. It's crazy.
God, that is kind of crazy. I don't know how you do that. I really don't. I really don't. So you've been working on new music, obviously. If you're talking about this song Trailer Park, and are there more new songs in the works? Are you working on a full album? Are you going to do album? Everybody keeps changing what they're going to do now with the way the music industry is. Do you just release single after single, or are you going to do actual albums?
So I am taking a page out of my buddy David Adam Burns' book. And a couple of years ago, he did a formula where he released a single a month for an entire year.
I remember that.
And promoted it really well. And his listeners across social media and Spotify, Apple Music, all of that just shot up through the roof.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my plan. I want to see how it works for me on my social media and as a female. So I'm planning on releasing a single a month
Okay.
for a while. And eventually, yes, all of those songs will find a home on a full-length album. Hopefully like a deluxe version kind of thing
There you
where
go.
you get like 4 to 6 new songs that nobody's
Some
heard yet.
unreleased kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the best plan now because you
Yeah.
stay relevant. Because, you know,
Mhm.
everybody, we're just consuming information constantly now.
Yep.
And that way you're staying relevant instead of, you know, put an album out and 4 years later put another album out. I think those
Right.
days are over.
I think only well-established artists can get away with doing that nowadays, not new artists.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, unless you just have a crap ton of popularity on
Right,
your
yeah.
social medias and your TikTok and all of
Mhm.
that. I don't think the album thing for new artists, I mean, I don't know, I could be wrong, but I just don't think that that's a viable move anymore. I don't know. But
We're gonna
I'm a
figure it out
purist.
right here in this interview is what's going to happen. We're going to figure this thing out.
I think we should.
Let's take some calls. No, it's like I hate it for you guys and gals because
Yeah.
it is just so much to consume now. You got to figure that out. And then
Yeah.
you, like you said, you got to figure out all the different social media platforms
Mhm.
and the algorithms keep changing.
Yeah.
When I started this business in radio, it was so easy for you artists. You know, you release a song, you send it to the radio stations, you go on tour and you make a bunch of money.
Yeah.
Like, and sold albums. It's the craziest thing. It's got to be almost frustrating in a way to create this art and work on this art and pay for it to get produced and recorded and do the artwork and stuff. And then people just try to get it for free.
Mhm.
That's got to be the hardest thing in the world for an artist now.
Yeah, and just to keep people's attention.
Yeah.
I mean, because, okay, I released a song this Friday. Well, next Friday there's going to be new releases, and the
Mhm.
next Friday after that. And it's like you've got to constantly be feeding the beast of social
Yeah.
media. And I hate it so much. Like, it really takes, I guess it depends on your perspective, but sometimes for me, it takes the artistry right out of it because it's like there's so much pressure
Yeah.
for me to have a camera on me at all times.
Yeah.
And it's like, I have a life outside of, you know, the TikTok and Instagram and stuff like that.
Mhm.
I don't know. But some people view it as it helps the creativity.
And it can. I mean, that's
Yeah.
the thing is that's the problem with it is it's good and it's bad.
Right.
It's like a drug, honestly. It's good and it's bad, you know, but
Mhm.
like depends on how you use it, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, God. Okay, so we went down that rabbit hole. Sorry. Let's change the subject. Texas legend. If you could sing a duet with any Texas legend in music, who would that be?
Do you count Cody Johnson as a legend?
I think he's a legend. I think he is.
Okay.
Have you seen the size of the arenas that he's playing in now? I would count that as a legend.
That's a good point. Yeah. I mean, I remember seeing Cody back when he had like one album out and he was
Mhm.
playing at a place called Wild West in Waco.
Yeah.
And that's where I learned to dance. And he was
My
there
goodness.
playing with his band. And granted, he sold it out even back then. It
Mm-hmm.
was a smaller place. But I mean, I have been a fan since the beginning of his career. And just his writing, especially his voice. Like, that man can sing.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just.
And it's real. That's the thing. Like,
Yeah.
you believe every word he sings.
Yeah.
And that's hard to do. I like to tell people the story about, you know, like, how long have you known Cody? Well, we had him one year play for us on a flatbed trailer
Oh, my
on
God.
the infield of Texas Motor Speedway, and maybe 12 people showed up.
Really?
Like, can you imagine him playing at Texas Motor Speedway? There'd be 100,000 people there.
Oh, for sure.
There was 12 people there. We used to have him out at the old ranch music series that we do for free. You know, you'd get like 200 people to show up for a free show in Fort
Yeah.
Worth. Like, it's crazy to see how far that young man's come.
Yeah.
It really is.
I'm
And that's
so proud of him.
the cool thing about this music scene. So, Cody, here's the deal. We're going to make this happen. It's a little known fact about you that might surprise your fans.
Ooh, that's a good question. Oh,
Usually when
man.
people say that, that's a scary question. Oh, boy.
You put me on the spot. I don't.
It's the only time I'm going to put you on the spot. We'll just have you sing a song after this.
Okay. I mean, I'm a pretty open book, I feel like.
Is there that one song on your playlist maybe that you're embarrassed about?
Man, I'm still an NSYNC fan.
Are you? Oh my
I
God.
am. I know. And I'm a Nickelback fan. I'm just going to put it out there. They're
Okay.
great. Okay. Like,
okay.
I know they
Well, it
take.
was nice having you here, huh?
Man, come on. They had some good ones.
I'll take your word for it. I was in a different realm of music back then. Those are my like metal days.
Right,
back
right.
when they were around.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I liked them a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm obsessed with my dogs. So I every now and then, not right now, but every now and then I will breed miniature Australian Shepherds.
Really?
Yeah. Usually just once a year, but the shelters are really crowded right now, so I'm holding off for a
I
while.
don't blame you.
Yeah.
Gotta be hard to let those go.
It's so hard because they're so cute.
Yeah.
And I love
They're
breeding
beautiful
them.
dogs.
Yes, they
They
are.
really are.
But yeah.
How about one more song, ma'am?
Yeah, I love
Tell
that.
us, what are we going to hear?
So we kicked off the start of this with my new single that's out right now called Trailer Parkin'.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to kind of finish on maybe my most well-known, if you can say that. Some people are like, who is this girl?
They're
But
saying that about me, and they listen to this radio station. Don't worry about it.
well, this one got to top 6 for me as an independent artist, and I'm still really proud of it to this day. So it's called Rhythm of You.
All right.
Plenty to do and nowhere to go. My kind of day, I'm gonna take it nice and slow and just groove to the rhythm of you. Yeah. I get to swaying and I'll tap my feet. You count it off just by looking at me, and I move to the rhythm of you. Yeah, I'm gonna let my hair fall down, get lost in the sweet, sweet sound of every little whisper in my ear. Baby, we can dance right here. Why don't you teach me how it goes? Boy, you can be my radio. I'm just gonna ooh, 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 to the rhythm of you. I got a quarter, could you play it again? Every time you kiss me like that, you make me wanna spend all afternoon in the rhythm of you. Oh, oh, yeah. I'm gonna let my hair fall down, get lost in the sweet, sweet sound of every little whisper in my ear. Baby, we can dance right here. Why don't you teach me how it goes? Boy, you can be my radio. I'm just gonna ooh, 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 to the rhythm of you. I'm gonna let my hair fall down, get lost in the sweet, sweet sound of every little whisper in my ear. Baby, we can dance right here. Why don't you teach me how it goes? Boy, you can be my radio. I'm just gonna ooh, 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 to the rhythm of you. I'm just gonna ooh, 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 to the rhythm of you. Oh, oh, oh.
Fantastic. Holly Tucker, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been a pleasure and an honor, and I cannot wait to see you on stage with Cody Johnson at his next arena tour that's going to work. If I throw it out into the universe, it's going to happen.
Yes.
That's got to be the most fun church in the world, by the way.
Oh, man.
Like just a bunch of great music.
You know, it's yeah, it is.
It is.
It is, yeah.
You just don't even have to say it. We all know.
We love it. We're blessed.
Thank you very much for joining us. Cannot wait to hear the rest of this new stuff. Keep putting out those singles a month. We'll keep listening.
I love it. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you, ma'am.